Hello students, I welcome you all in this short-term course about radiotherapy. This is first module where you'll get introduction to radiotherapy. Let us see what are the learning outcomes of this module. This module is divided into two parts. In this first part, you will be able to understand what is cancer, what are its causes, how it spreads, how it is diagnosed, and its treatment methods. You might think why we are learning about cancer. It is because radiotherapy is the method of treatment of cancer, as I told you in the introductory video. So let us see what is cancer. Cancer is one of the most common diseases in the developed worlds. Cancer is a group of over 100 diseases characterized by abnormal, uncontrolled cell growth. In a healthy body, cells grow, die, and are replaced by new cells in a very controlled way. But it may happen that due to some changes in the genetic material of the cells, either by environment or internal factors, sometimes it results in the cells that do not die, and these cells continue to multiply until a mass of cancerous cells or a tumor develops. Great advancements have been made, but cancer is still the leading cause of death for people under the age of 85. In the United States itself, 1 in every 4 people die from cancer. 1 in 17 deaths are due to lung cancer. Lung cancer is the most common cancer in men. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women, and there are over 100 different forms of cancer. You can see an image of a cancerous cell here. So the division of normal cells, as I have said earlier, is precisely controlled in human bodies. New cells are only formed for growth or to replace dead ones. We all know that cells are the basic units that make up the human body, and they grow and divide to make new cells as the body needs them. Usually cells die when they get too old or damaged. But it is found that in case of cancerous cells, they divide repeatedly out of control even though they are not needed. They crowd out other normal cells and they function abnormally. They can also destroy the correct functioning of major organs. According to the medical dictionary, a malignant tumor of potentially unlimited growth that expands locally by invasion and systematically by metastasis is said to be cancer. A tumor which is formed can be defined as an abnormal mass of tissues that arises from cells of pre-existent tissues, and normally they serve no purpose. Malignant word is used in case of cancer. It means dangerous and likely to be fatal. The opposite of this word is benign, which refers to non-dangerous growth. So unlimited growth should be there in case of cancer. They multiply in an unregulated manner, independent of normal control mechanisms. There is formation of solid mass, which is called as tumor, as we have seen earlier. In case of blood cancer, the multiplication of bone marrow or the stem cells, they go on in an uncontrolled manner. Solid tumors, as we have seen, there is a primary tumor which may be present in the body for months or years before any clinical symptoms develop. Some tumors can be managed and the patient often get cured provided there has been no significant invasion of vital organs. It means that जो important organs है वहाँ पर इनका फैलाव नहीं होना चाहिए. Patients do not often die of primary tumors, but the exception is of brain tumor. Then there is metastasis. The spread of tumor cells from one part of the body to another, usually by the blood or lymph systems, and is called as metastasis. And there is usually death due to metastasis. Now, what causes cancer? Cancer arises from the mutation of a normal gene. We all know that we have genes in our bodies. Mutated genes, that is deformed genes that cause cancer, are called oncogenes. It is thought that several mutations need to occur to give rise to cancer. Cells that are old or not functioning properly normally destruct itself and are replaced by new cells. But as we have said earlier, cancerous cells do not self-destruct and continue to divide rapidly, producing millions of new cancerous cells. This is sort of diagram where we can see that the tumor suppressor gene and the normal growth inhibiting protein, it produces cell division, and which is in the controlled manner. If the protein is defective, then the cells, they divide in an uncontrolled way. A factor which brings about a mutation is called mutagen, and it is said that mutagen is mutagenic. Any agent that causes cancer is called carcinogen, and it is described as carcinogenic. Some mutagens are carcinogenic. Now, what are carcinogens? Ionizing radiations like X-rays, UV light, etc. can be carcinogens. The chemicals produced from tar of cigarettes, virus infection like papilloma virus can be responsible, and in some cases there is hereditary predisposition. That is, some families are more susceptible to get certain cancers. The types of cancers, there are normally 4 types of cancer. The first one is carcinomas, the second one is sarcomas, the third one is leukemias, and the fourth one is lymphomas. Now, in case of carcinomas, it includes prostate cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer, and colorectal cancer. The sarcoma begins in the tissues that support and connect the body. Like we have the fats, muscles, nerves, tendons, joints, blood vessels, lymph vessels. Leukemias, as I have said earlier, it is the cancer of blood. Lymphomas, it is the cancer that begins in the lymphatic system. There are many other types also. How cancer spreads? The figure which is shown here is of pancreatic cancer cell. The cancer spread, which is also called as metastasis, when cancer cells break away from the original tumor and travel through your bloodstream or lymphatic system to other parts of the body, it is called as the spread of cancer. The ways in which cancer spreads: it can be locally, it can be through the bloodstream, or it can be through the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system plays an important role in defending the body from cancer, but can also serve as a medium through which cancer spreads. Now, how to diagnose cancer? Often a diagnosis begins when a person visits a doctor about an unusual symptom. The doctor will talk with the person about his or her medical history and symptoms. Then the doctor will perform various tests to find out the cause of these symptoms. But many people with cancer have no symptoms. For these people, cancer is diagnosed during a medical test for another issue or condition. Sometimes a doctor diagnoses cancer after a cancer screening test. The screening test for cancer means if you want to know whether somebody has cancer or not, then you have to perform certain tests which are called as a screening test, like colonoscopy, mammography, and pap test. In most cancers, biopsy is the only way to make a definite diagnosis. Now, what is biopsy? A biopsy is the removal of a small amount of tissue for further study from the part of tumor or any exceptional growth, that is called as biopsy. Now, cancer treatment may be through surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation therapy. So now we have come to the point of radiation therapy, and we'll see in detail about radiation therapy and its applications in the next module. So we'll be studying about radiation therapy in this short-term course of Introduction to Radiotherapy and its applications. Let us see the recap, what we have studied today. We have studied the definition of cancer, that is uncontrollable growth of cells, the causes of cancer like carcinogens, the spread of cancer, the metastasis, the diagnosis, and the treatment methods. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next module.